So this is my world famous tutorial on how to play the guitar like an expert, in other words, me. So first what you want to do is you want to take your treble all the way to 10 and your bass all the way down to 1, thus getting this weak percussive sound. You always want to make sure that your bottom, as the beginners would say, thickest string. You want to make sure your thickest string is always out of tune because it keeps the audience guessing. So the first trick is to palm mute way too hard, thus getting this blank dot sound. Okay. Then the next trick is to always use hammer-ons and slide. And make sure that you're palm muting too hard even then, so the audience or whoever you're playing for can't really hear what you're even playing. And that's just going to amaze everybody. So, and then, you know, when you're really wanting to shred with this clear, beautiful distortion sound that's not like gent, for those of you that know what that is, take it all the way to neck position and take the tones all the way down to 1 so it has this clean sound. As you can clearly tell, it has a lot of Yngwie Malmsteen incorporated into it. And but you know, he can't hope to play as good as me, so maybe I should say that Yngwie Malmsteen has some of me incorporated into him. See, I remember one time I was touring with him, right? I had my Lynch box right here. I have my Lynch box 450. I have my Lynch box 450 100 watt right here. Same exact one. There's that scratch from where he bit it. And I had my Kramer Super Strat right here. And I remember he came up to me. He was like, "Hey man, watch this." And he started doing this song that I believe he calls "I'll See the Light Tonight." I believe it was. Or whatever he did there. But, so I said, yeah, that's pretty cool, Yngwie, but maybe you should watch this. So I did the exact same trick I told you to, and I went. And I'll tell you right now, everything that he plays and what you hear comes from the roots of what I just played. Yngwie is me. Yngwie is my incarnate, basically. You see, because, you know, I'm the only guitarist in the world that people will never figure out my guitar tone. Nobody's ever going to be able to. You just... Nobody's ever going to be able to play like that because I am more unique than everybody else that plays the guitar. I'm more unique because I've tried harder. I've practiced longer. I've been practicing since I was. I've been practicing since the second week after I was born, I think, and all the way up until I was 2. And now here I am. I'm rocking out. I mean, you know, I remember the first thing that I played when I picked up my guitar was a little song from Van Halen. Maybe y'all know it. That was the first song I ever played when I picked up that Warlock solid body guitar. Still have it to this day, sitting there in my room. And I dare say that the first day I picked up my guitar up and played that song, I sounded better and I played it better than Eddie Van Halen, who was the composer of that guitar, progression. So I do think that I am the most underrated guitarist in the world. You know, people might say that it's Mick Mars or Randy Rhoads, which is, as much as I hate to say, I have this unreasonable dislike for. I mean, I don't even know why. You know, he couldn't play fast at all. Ozzy Osbourne didn't even want him to be their guitarist. He wanted George Lynch. But George Lynch got sick on the day of the auditions, and Randy Rhoads was the only one that came. So that's the only reason that Randy Rhoads was the guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne. And I mean, it's like the fastest I've ever seen his fingers move is like this right here. That's the fastest thing I have ever seen him play, because I mean, the only reason I can play it is because when he was playing it for me, I was sitting there, I watched his fingers once, you know. I didn't really have any questions about what he did, but I mean, as soon as I went home a couple months later, you know, I remembered everything perfectly and I played it. And but let me tell you something. George Lynch, that guy, you know, he's the best I've ever seen, but obviously he is nowhere near as good as me, but he's my favorite out of all the other guitar players I've seen. So, I'll show you some George Lynch. This is a solo from one of their Dokken's greatest songs. You know Dokken the band? You know Dokken? You know? My t-shirt says Dokken right here. It says Dokken. And then it says Dokken, Dokken, Dokken right here. Oh, well, I guess you have to look them up if you don't know who they are. But this is a solo for the song called In My Dream. So here we go. Shout out to George Lynch for sitting down and playing that unbeknownst I was watching him. So thank you for that. I know that was a long time ago, but please don't think I'm weird. But, you know, George Lynch just rocks, man. Wow. my 2-week-old self is intimidated by him. But like I said, I'm around 45 now, so yeah. And I'm just joking. I'm obviously not around 45. I'm about 9 years old, maybe. I think. Can't remember. But anybody want to play some Kiss? You know. Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons are good singers, you know, but they play the guitar about as well as Nikki Sixx played the bass. Nikki Sixx played the bass better than they played the guitar. I mean, you know, it's just, wow. You know, this is all that Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons, this is all they did. Go back to it. And that's all they could ever do. I mean, they didn't even have the skill to do power chords. Can you believe that? I mean, I know that this thing here looks exactly like a power chord, but that is the farthest thing from a power chord. I mean, a power chord, you know, is just so much different. But, you know, like I said, me, you know, since I'm the best that's ever lived, obviously, I'm better than the boy who beat the devil in a fiddle game down in Georgia. Y'all know that story about when the devil went down to Georgia, for you old-time country lovers. But, I'm the best guitar player in the world.